TikTok, let's time travel. 100 years ago, a lot of things we now consider shocking or flat out illegal were just everyday life. Ready to get uncomfortable? Kids worked full-time jobs, factories, 10-hour shifts, mines, textile mills, tiny hands threading needles, hauling coal, breathing dust. In many places, child labor laws were weak or barely enforced until the 1930s and beyond. School, optional. Pay, pennies. Safety, don't count on it. Doctors prescribed heroin and cocaine. Over-the-counter tonics promised energy and pain relief, with ingredients that would now land a pharmacy in serious trouble. Cocaine toothache drops, real. Heroin syrups for coughs, also real. Regulation took years to catch up, and a lot of people paid the price. Medical experiments without permission were common. The idea of informed consent barely existed. Patients, often poor, incarcerated, or from marginalized communities, were tested on without being told the risks. Ethics committees, institutional review boards. Those came much later, after hard lessons and public outrage. Smoking inside hospitals, normal. Waiting rooms hazy with smoke. Wards filled with cigarette smoke. Doctors' lounges, smoky dens. Second-hand smoke laws. Decades away. Leaded gasoline filled the air. Drivers pumped a neurotoxin straight into the atmosphere. Lead settled into neighborhoods, especially around busy roads. It took generations of science and activism to phase it out. Asbestos was the wonder material, insulation, ceiling tiles, shipyards. Then came the deadly truth, microscopic fibers lodging in lungs, causing cancer and mesothelioma. Bans rolled out slowly, country by country. Radium products glowed with danger, literally. Radium water, radium face cream, glow-in-the-dark watch dials painted by radium girls. They were told to lick their brushes to get a finer point. The result? Horrific illnesses, and eventually tighter safety standards. Forced sterilization was legal in many places. Governments approved surgeries on people deemed unfit, often without real consent. Today, those policies are recognized as grave human rights violations. Segregation and open discrimination were the law in parts of the world. Separate but equal wasn't equal at all. Civil rights movements shattered those legal structures, but the struggle for equality continues. Drunk driving. It wasn't taken seriously at first. Early cars had few rules, weak enforcement, and no breathalyzers. Only after devastating crashes and advocacy did strict DUI laws become standard. Lobotomies and shock therapies were hailed as modern miracles. The mid-20th century embraced invasive brain surgeries for mental illness with scant evidence and high risk. Later, ethics and better treatments moved the practice to the history books. Even advertising was a wild west. Cigarettes marketed by doctors, quack cures sold through bold claims and fine print. Consumer protection and truth in advertising laws took time to build. Here's the point. Normal is not the same as right. Laws evolve because we learn, often the hard way. What feels obvious now took decades of data, activism, and heartbreak. So, would you survive the 1920s version of normal? No seatbelts, no consent forms, smoke in hospitals, lead in the air, kids on factory floors. Drop a comment. Which one shocked you most? And if you love history that humbles the present, hit subscribe. Ring that bell, and I'll bring you more jaw-droppers from the past. Then Versus Now isn't just a glow-up, it's a wake-up. Let's keep pushing for a future where today's normal is safer, smarter, and more humane. Thanks for watching.